Now, the witch. I'm not going to give you a blow-by-blow on this one because it actually is probably better if I don't really spoil what happened at the end, say. It is subtitled A New England Folk Tale, and it is from director Robert Eggers. Very low budget. It seems to be shot entirely with natural light, and shot in the great expanse of American wilderness. And the general theme seems to be man's tiny, fragile place in the American wilderness if taken away from the lap of civilization. Another one. But the overarching theme it appears to be
when life is extremely hard, it's very easy to begin feeling very persecuted from without. And then if the persecutor cannot be found, it's then very easy to start looking inwards and begin to be paranoid of those closest to you. And all the lovely things that entails. The
basic story is in the 17th century. A man named William, this is from Wikipedia, is excommunicated from the Puritan Christian plantation in New England alongside his family.
Possibly for coveting his neighbour's ox, possibly not, it's never revealed.
And they basically go away from the plantation and sort of scratch out a living in a hut many, many miles away. The man has a lot of pride, so he won't, even when things start getting bad, he won't let them go back. Meanwhile, in the forest, there's a sort of a lurking presence, and, almost immediately their infant child is snatched away whilst in the care of Thomasin, the eldest daughter, who is just 13, 14. So immediately there's this. I mean, it's effectively a horror movie. The first person to go missing is Innocence, and don't worry, there is an apple. I knew you'd be looking for it, but there's definitely an apple there to indicate innocence. But it doesn't turn up until later.
If there's witches, there's apples.
Yes. So, yeah, the child gets taken away, and it would appear... I was thinking that it was going to be a sort of, well, who is this witch? It'll be like the Blair Witch, and they would sort of keep that hidden. But what actually appears to happen is you get sort of blurry shots of an old woman who has definitely taken the baby away and is... I can't really say exactly what she does because Lyra is in the next room, but it ain't good for the baby.
Gotcha.
And baby was never heard of again. The mother is devastated. Now, the father is Finchy from The Office, who was also one of the Caro twins in Harry Potter. He's a horrible, horrible-looking man named Ralph Ineson. His wife, Kate Dickie, is the wife of Stannis Baratheon in Game of Thrones. And so she's, well accustomed to not doing anything when it matters and then going hysterical when there's nothing else you can actually do about it. So basically, worst mother of the year.
Excellent.
For the 10th year running. Immediately, these two little twin kids start being suspicious of their older sister and going, oh, she might be a witch. And the older sister, Thomasin, plays up to it and goes, yeah, I'll witch ya. Father goes into the forest to look for the baby and also to look for some food. He sees a weird-looking rabbit, and the rabbit has these boggle eyes, and they stare at him. Now, I don't know what order this happened. Was it that the script called for a weird-looking rabbit, and then they looked around and went, no, that's not weird enough. Get me another one, stick contacts in that one. I need the weirdest-looking rabbit you ever did see. And this rabbit keeps turning up throughout the movie. There's a point where it's just standing outside the barn. It's like, get that rabbit away from me! Or did they have a weird rabbit and they went, this could be in a movie? And then there's the goat, Black Phillip. And he is taking no shit off anybody. The kids torment him and he's just going mental. He's butting all over the place. After this, I'm not really going to tell you plot details. It's about the family falling apart.
The younger brother Caleb is also a fine actor, starting to have unsavoury thoughts about his sister since she's the only other girl of about his age. Those two definitely the best performances in this. The parents, I think, play it just too hysterical and over the top. They become thoroughly dislikable. All the dialogue is very Shakespearean. It's very, I did give it to thee before thou didst request it, which adds to the authenticity. They never hold you by the hand. They never give you what you want if you're a horror fan. It's very minimalist on the gore and almost no jump scares. It's almost entirely based on fear of what's going on out there and the inexplicable happening in here. Which, of course, was what everybody was afraid of back then. It makes perfect sense.
They keep praying over and over again, and they keep obsessing about sin. And it appears to be far, it's beyond heavy-handedly saying, look, you know what, super puritanical religions probably weren't best for us at that point. But you could also...
Especially not if we're going to take our family out to the middle of nowhere and have them not able to socialise with anybody else.
Yeah, but you could also count this whole thing for an allegory of, these people sort of throw themselves out into the wilderness to scratch a living off rocks. And all they brought with them was dogmatic religion, which made it really, really difficult to not become hysterical when bad things started happening, which they do when you live in the wilderness.
We can diss Bear Grylls, but ultimately you need practicality if you're living out in the middle of nowhere.
It's somewhere between Blair Witch and The Crucible. It's probably the best way of putting it. It's got stuff going on. Now, before this movie started, there was a lot of Blumhouse trailers for whatever the new ghost haunting film is and whatever the new haunted puppet film is. Slowly these turn upside down and the thing happens with a knife edge of tension and jump scare. And then the girls behind me went, oh, fucking hell! And I was like, right, so it's that crowd. Okay, great. So basically everyone who goes to see every one of these films is in the cinema with me right now. And The Witch, I happen to know, is not going to satisfy them. So I sat through this, really oppressive, dark, but not jump-scary film. Just this creeping dread film. And at the end, when I was like, okay, that was grim, but okay. Someone said loudly, well, that were fucking shit. And I thought, extra star. Because screw you. Because I, you know what? It is not the most important thing to smite your enemies. That's how, the Tea Party survived. It ended in, it's a deeply unpleasant film to watch. I don't think I ever want to watch it again. I think you would want to watch it for the cultural relevance. And it's not going to be satisfying. But the fact that that guy and a load of other people sort of just sat there in a kind of a way, because they wanted their jump scares. They wanted their somebody comes in and explains everything moment. And they didn't get it. It is not a film that's going to spoon feed you that stuff. And that made me just, well done. Good. It actually felt more like The Wicker Man in the end. But it had that kind of timeless, we are not here to entertain you, we are here to chill you and make you go at the end sensibility, which if The Revenant had only been an hour and a half would have been great. The Witch, 92 minutes. Thank you very much.